The Legend of Ochi is the latest A24 film that follows a young girl named Yuri who is raised to fear the forest creatures known as the Ochi. However, when she discovers a baby Ochi left behind by its pack, she embarks on a perilous journey to reunite the creature with its family. This is A24 diving into the family-friendly pond again after Marcel the Shell with shoes on a couple of years ago, and the trailers for this movie have looked really interesting to me. It looked like it was going to be this generation's ET slash Gremlins, and that's kind of what I really wanted this movie to be. I just wanted this movie to be a fun adventure that we can go on, and unfortunately, I was not able to get emotionally connected to this movie. The performances of Helena Zengel and William Dafoe are great. They do the best they can with the material that they're given, which really isn't all that much, but they do a really good enough job as father and daughter with the material that they are given. Helena Zengel is the one that we're basically following for this entire journey. She's the one that finds this baby Ochi and tries to get it back to its family. And they try to build a bond between Yuri and this little baby Ochi that I just was not able to get emotionally connected. And it mostly has to come down to how much underdevelopment these characters have. While you get to know them bits and pieces, ultimately it just leaves you wanting a little bit more so you can get connected in these characters and feel the perilous journey, which I don't think was done really well. But when you look at the puppeteering of the baby Ochi and all the other Ochis that we have in this movie, they blend the puppeteering and the CGI perfectly in this movie when it's in broad daylight. Whenever it's nighttime sequences and the Ochis are moving around, they don't really look all that well. But I really like the puppeteering mixed in with CGI to make them look really nice. And so there is a cuteness factor to these Ochis that I really enjoyed. And while they may look nice and sweet, there is a savageness to these creatures. And I think they balanced out how much of these baby Ochis should be frightening to cute. So on those levels, I really enjoyed the way that the Ochis looked. Plus the cinematography for this movie is absolutely beautiful. Every single shot in this movie is great. Even when we get to see the landscapes of it all, it does put you in this world and it does make you want to go on this journey. The movie starts off with a promising start, which might be frightening for younger viewers, but then it gets a little bit more lighter as the movie goes on, so just beware of that. And so once we get taken to this journey, we have a nice little adventure that I kind of wish was done a little bit better. The film is written and directed by Isaiah Saxon, and this is his first directorial debut and writing credit. He's mostly known to be a music video director, and it kind of shows in this movie because the script overall for this movie just left me emotionally empty. While he tries to do a good enough job to get to connected to Yuri and this baby Ochi, so when they're on this journey, you're able to get connected to them in one way or another. I was just not able to get really all that emotionally connected, and I think the reason why I was not able to get emotionally connected to this character is because they don't really do much with anybody in here. You have Willem Dafoe, who is Yuri's dad, and so he fosters in a couple of other kids, one of them being Petro, played by Finn Wolfhard. They don't give him nothing to do in here besides point a gun and keep a little secret. Honestly, he had more to do in Ghostbusters Frozen Afterlife than he does in this movie. And even with all these side adoptive kids in this movie, they don't really get much to do besides just stand around and just be there. I really wanted to like this movie because I just wanted this movie to be a new, fun, and adventurous film. It's probably going to be fun for your kids or if you're in your early teens. I think this is going to hit you right in that age range. But if you are taking your kids, I don't think you're going to get that much enjoyment out of this because it does leave you emotionally empty. It doesn't have the emotional impact that you want in an adventure like this. And when you have an adventure like this, and you kind of want to see them in more perilous situations, but they don't really, but they play it kind of safe. They don't put them in those kind of situations throughout this movie. And there are some things in here that I do appreciate them swinging for the fences and trying something new, something unique. It just didn't work on those levels. I think this movie would have been better if you had Petro and Yuri and all the adoptive kids taking this baby Ochi back to its family, and then you had some things going in. All in the meanwhile, you had Maxim, played by William Dafoe, hunting them down. I think that would have made for a better movie and probably had more emotional impact if they developed the characters a little bit more and made you care about them so that when they go on this journey, then you can kind of feel some kind of fear for them. And this movie just played it really safe. I kind of wish we had a little bit more of that perilous journey in this movie, and it just didn't work on those levels for me. I really wanted to like this movie. I thought the trailer looked really cute and really unique, and I do give them credit for trying something new and unique. The pieces of the puzzle for this movie just really didn't come together for me, and I kind of wish they developed it a little bit better. But overall, while I think this is a movie that I just could not care less about or really get connected to any of these characters, if you are taking your kids to this movie, just be warned that in the first 5 minutes of this movie, it does get a little bit darker, and there are some scary sequences that might scare your little young ones depending on how young they are. But once we get past those first 5 minutes, then the film gets a little bit lighter, and it's going to be a little bit more palatable for them. But those are my thoughts on The Legend of Ochi. Have you guys checked it out? Are you planning on checking this film out? Go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.